give you respite, just even for one day, just even for 1 hour, and I will repent to you, and I'll show you that I will follow your way. But the chance, brothers and sisters, is only one. One chance. When you will die, you will not be resurrected to this life again. You will be resurrected for the day of accountants. This day is the day of a test, and the next day will be the day of accountants. Thank you, brothers and sisters. If anyone has any question, please ask a question. All right, I'll leave it to the brother. May Allah bless you.
Well, dear people, you've heard a lot from my brother here today and from me here today about death and life after death. But you know, one of the great things about Islam as a religion, it's a religion for life. It's a religion for living your everyday life. And it really, one of the great things about Islam is that it's the way that will bring you success and real success in this life, not just the next life. And really we find that the reality is, we find ourselves in great trouble, in a terrible situation. We find ourselves here in the West in a terrible confusion. And we can see in reality that our world is crumbling around us. Now I know many of you, maybe you have children, you're parents, you're getting old. I want to ask you a question now about your life, about the philosophy we have here in the Western society. What do we do here with old people? What do we do in this country with old people? Huh? We put them in the knackers yard, send them to the old age home. You're going to get old, don't believe it. Huh? You look at that woman, what's her name, Joan Collins, you think, wow, she's 62 and she looks like she's 40. Huh? And you think, I'm not going to get old, but you're going to get old. You're going to return to that time when you were like a little baby. Huh? When you're dribbling and you're drooling and you can't even go to the loo anymore by yourself. You might reach that age. And I want to ask you, how would you like to be when you're like that old? How would you like your children to be teaching you, to be treating you, to be looking after you? Huh? What do you want from them? Do you want from them to say, oh, mum and dad, thanks a lot, but you go and sit in that nursing home there, huh? And they call it a nursing home, huh? But what are the nurses? How do they treat you? You know the reality? What's the reality? Huh? You see, what I'm trying to say is, what makes a person send their mother and their father to a nursing home? You know, I was talking to a brother from Kuwait, and he was telling me we have nursing homes now in Kuwait. I said, I don't believe it. In a Muslim land now, even the Muslims, they've gone this far, they've moved that so much towards the West, that they've given looking after their parents, because it's something unheard of, that a Muslim should send his mother or his father to another place to be looked after by other people, to leave him there to rot. Because the Qur'an tells us that your mother, reverence the wombs that bore you and reverence Allah. Look at that. Huh? How Allah put reverence for your mother next to reverence and worship of Him, and respect for your parents. That even if they're not Muslims, don't even say oof, don't even go ha to them when they reach an old age. Don't even go ha. Huh? This is what Islam is teaching people. Huh? Because you've got to remember, you're going to get old. And you know they have an old saying, what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. And you know what's really sad now? You see the Muslims running after the West. They want to look like the West, be like the West, work like the West, talk like the West. And you know what's the reality? When their kids, the girls have taken off the veil, the men have shaved their beards, huh? And they walk, they forgot their prayers, they forgot their fasting, they forgot their charity, they forgot Allah. Then those men and those mothers and those fathers, they're going to get old one day. And those children, they brought them up. They brought them up. Don't worry, don't take your religion too seriously. Huh? What you need is to have a nice time. Enjoy yourself, yeah. They'll enjoy themselves. And they'll enjoy themselves so much, when you're an old man, they'll forget you. And that's a punishment. That's a punishment from Allah to you. That's your punishment when you reach your old age. The reality, you forget